Hello and welcome to Brands Hatch in the new GT2 Lobbies. Now, Forza and Infinite Wisdom have decided to split up GT racing, so I think there's GT2 and GT3. I'm not too sure if there's GT4, but they've decided to split up the cars because some cars were absolutely insane compared to others, which I'm all for. Although there is less cars to choose from, the cars are far more evenly matched. So this should help with the reducing of the meta cars or OP cars or whatever you want to call it. Along with that, in update 10, they've also brought out a radar system which should help with being able to see and visually see cars that are around you and not have the proximity arrows. You can still use the proximity arrows if you want to, but the radar system is there and you can actually move it, so you can have the center top of the screen, center bottom of the screen, or where the map is. So I've chosen to start the race pretty much at the back of the pack. I didn't qualify and I'm staying pretty much at the back of the pack. I'm going to work my way in on places and see how the radar performs. I've got to say, it is absolutely brilliant. It comes up on the map when you're getting close, comes up on the screen in the middle when you're getting close to cars in front or around you or behind you, and it fades away. It's really not intrusive, and although it distracted me once or twice because I was staring at it, it's not there to distract you. It's just there as a guide, and I think it's absolutely brilliant, and it really does help out because although this race I decided to pick the worst one, Brands Hatch, pouring down with rain and in GT2 cars, and most people know as that Viper goes off track, it can be a bit messy GT racing, but with the radar system and all of us here, it was probably, I gotta say, one of the cleanest races had. I know the start line was a little bit messy, but a lot of cars obviously spinning on the line, trying to gain traction, and we're slipping about everywhere as it is absolutely flying down. Corvette, there we go, off the track as well. I know the lobby isn't full by any stretch of the mind, but it doesn't really make much of a difference whether the lobby's full or not. If there's going to be contact, there's going to be contact, and I found that although there was very close racing, there was no contact, so it has helped. It is a brilliant implementation, and it's also nice to find that I can drive a car roughly of choice, that I am not also being OP or underpowered compared to everybody else. I think they also need to have a look at that in the Touring Car series, because from what I understand, the Touring Car series is Gen 1 and Gen 2 cars, and the obviously totally different style and power of cars. So I think more cars need to be brought into the game and more of the divide between them. So touring cars will have a set amount of Gen 1s and set amount of Gen 2s as I go off the track because I'm too busy staring at my radar. And same with the GT, they split the GT racing up, so you have GT2, GT3, whatever, and the amount of cars you have is obviously massively condensed. And I only see it as a positive way forward. It is brilliant, and it makes the racing far more competitive for everybody in that lobby, because, you know, not everybody knows which car is the better car to choose for the track. So limiting the amount of cars that are out over the top, if you get what I mean, and bringing everybody into the kind of same level playing field, where the Corvette in front may handle better than the BMW M8 to have, but I have that little bit more power, for example. You know, we're not OPing each other, you know, we are still on quite a level playing field. Anyway, as we're coming down lap 2 to get ready to start lap 3, you can see it is a 20 lap race. It is a long race, as it is quite wet. There's no two ways about it. It is a very, very wet race. We do have Jay is wanted in P1, he's 10 seconds ahead, so they had one hell of a good lead. See, there we go, radar pops in, let me know the Dodge Viper is coming through like that. I'm getting close to the Dodge Viper as I go off track. Yeah, I've really got to pull myself together here and actually concentrate and not stare at the radar going, oh, it is quite good, isn't it? Like, such a plum sometimes. Anyway, coming down here, we can see the Corvette went off track, so that's only a plus sign. We can catch up to that car. We are in position 7. I do think there's only 8 people in this race. I'm not 100% sure, but at least I'm not last. That is a plus sign right there. I'm not last. Going around this corner very steady and accelerating out the other side. Up the hill we go. A little bit of tail out happiness, but it is more controlled. And as we come out here, I did maximize the downforce on this car for the front and the rear. I know it's absolutely pouring it down. It is a fast cornering track, so I wanted to be able to carry the speed through the corners a bit quicker than everybody else, rather than just be brute force quick. I am now last because that place DNF'd. Right, well, I've got to make up a few places, haven't I? That's the only way for it, because I don't want to be last. Coming down there, looking out for the 100-meter board, down to second gear, coasting it through here, and applying the throttle gently as we come out of the corner. The last thing you want is wheel spin and for the car to snap around on you. Braking now, down to second gear, let the car coast through the corner. I'm braking early, letting off the brakes and letting the car coast through. I don't want the wheels doing too much work at the front. It really is wet, and the last thing I want is to slide off the track due to overdriving the car. Come around here in second gear. As soon as we come around and hit the dip, start accelerating as you hit the dip, and look, here we go, just before the 100-meter board, down to second gear, coasting through here, and then start applying the throttle gently, and down the hill we go. BMW in front didn't apply the throttle gently and decided to show off and go sideways. Gonna come through here, try and make a move. Problem is, there we go, see the light come up as well, amber warning, we are getting close to each other. And you do look at it, you think, oh, how close are they? But it really isn't as close as you think, but it's enough to make you move. That's the best way of putting it. Coming down here, lucky enough, we're not in last place anymore. Catching up to Kiyaki, 4158384, position 5. Going through a little bit slow through this corner. BMW is going to make a move. I'm choosing to go more slow and see what the radar system is like. See it go red when they was very, very close. And I really, really like that. They've done a good job on this, I've got to say. Anyway, braking down here, over the curb we go, and accelerating out the other side. BMW goes off track. That's my position back. Brake at 100-meter board, down in second gear, turning in, and applying the throttle gently out the other side. A little bit snappy there, and down the straight we go. Going to be looking just before the grass, about a car length before the grass. Grab on the brakes, down in second gear, coasting through here, and accelerating out the other side. Going to end up going all the way through into fourth gear, coming down over the start and finish line for our start of lap 5. Looking out for the 200-meter board, just after it, start applying the brakes down to second gear, coasting it through here, and then start accelerating as we go down the dip and up the other side. Back down to second gear, just before the 100-meter board, turning in, and try and hug the curb on the inside, but don't rub the curb on the inside because the curb is wet. It's going to be very slippy. Down here we go, 100-meter board, down in second gear, coasting it through, and accelerating out to the side. Again, we're going to be looking out for the next 100-meter board. Hard on the brakes, down to second gear again, going in wide and then cutting in nice and deep. Accelerating out of this corner and up the hill we go, and flat out down this section now. Trying to catch up to the Corvette, I believe that is in front. Looking out on your left hand side for just before the 100-meter board. Now braking down to third gear, coasting it through this corner here. And go through a little bit faster than that, roughly about 90 miles per hour in this car with full downforce. Cutting this corner here. He can actually cut this corner, it is perfectly fine about it. Car's ghosted, maybe not. And I think Forza do need to work on that a little bit. The car did come off track on the left and go over to the right hand side. I don't think that was more of choice of going, I must get back on the racing line. I think it was more going off track and just sliding the way back on, and was in a situation going, I don't know where to go. And I think the ghost system should really look at what's the proximity around and give it a bit more of a delay, just a little bit more of a delay, and then contact like that wouldn't happen. I'm really surprised I didn't get a penalty for that. Braking at the 200, just after the 200-meter board, down in second gear, coasting. You can see we're catching up to Kiyaki 415384 in front. I don't know why people put their phone number in the game, but hey ho. Round the corner we go and down the hill. What do you think about the radar system? If you like it, hit that like button down below. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Another thing I would love about this track in general, especially when it's raining, is really not the fact of me overtaking people, but me getting right up close behind people, reeling them in, proving that I am a little bit faster. And sounds really obnoxious when I say proving that I'm faster than somebody, but hear me out here. Going up behind them, reeling them in, and then applying that pressure, because they know that you're reeling them in. They know that you're quicker, and if you're quicker, that means they can be quicker. So they push themselves to be quicker, and mistakes happen. I'm not making a move there, but I did make a point that I could make a move there. And that's what you got to get in their heads, going through here like that, and off the track they go, because they're too busy watching what I'm doing in the mirror. Where are they? Where is he? What's his plan? He's getting really close. Will we make contact? You know, 100 million thoughts go through your head, and then you totally miss your corner. And it really is, I do enjoy that kind of mind game where you can really get in on people and really take that position. Now I've just got to catch up to Raiden 104, who is in position 3. I wonder if that's a Metal Gear Solid reference name. That'd be really cool. Raiden, if you do see this, if you have chosen that name because of Metal Gear Solid 2, let me know down in the comments below. And also, if you recognize Metal Gear Solid 2, play that game and recognize that character, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, coming around here, down the hill we go. We are 5 seconds away. That is quite a time. 15 seconds away from position 1. That is a lot of time to try and make back up, but we are doing better each lap on our best lap time. Now we really don't have any cars in front. It's really surprising though. You look at the map, the car, it says 5 seconds away. On the map, they don't look 5 seconds away. They look like, oh, just in front of me right here. But really, at the speed we are going around this track, it is quite the distance. Anyway, coming around here, third gear, 90 miles an hour. So you can do it, just need to be a bit more confident with the car. Keep it to the left hand side, looking out for just before the 100 meter board. Down with the brakes, 80 miles per hour as we go over this curb, and accelerating downhill. Tyres are wearing. I know it says they are cold, it is absolutely slamming it down, but I'm going to see if I can make them last till lap 10. And then I'm only going to have to pit twice. That is my tactic in this race. I'm not overdriving this car, because if I can skip the pits, I'm going to save myself between 30 or 40 seconds. So I do hope that new tactic that I've just come up with works out in my favour. There's only one way to find out, and that's pretty much try it. Jay is wanted is 14.2 seconds away. Oh, they've dropped off the... Well, where did they lose 5 seconds to? BBN Stang 420. Not too sure what happened there. It doesn't say they've quit or anything, so I'm not too sure. Anyway, Raiden, although I'm in front of me there, we're going around that corner, is still 3.3 seconds away. Really doesn't feel like it. Like, it was really caught me weird. Anyway, we can catch that up. We are in position 3. Absolutely brilliant. Position 3, guys. Cannot grumble at that. Jumping ahead to lap 9. We BBN Stang 420 has entered the pits 1 lap earlier than what I would have entered. Their tyres must be warm. My rear left hand tyres just come up with minor wear. It's a really great sign actually that they have chosen to pit this early, because the next set of tyres they're going to have is not going to last them the end of the race, so they're going to have to pit regardless 3 times. Now I'm hoping Raiden in front is going to pit at the same time as I am, so they're obviously wearing on the tyres same as me, but I do feel their tyres are far more worn than mine, because I am reeling them in, but I'm not making a move on them until I come out of the pits on a fresh set of rubber, rather not sacrifice an incident where I've got weak rubber on the back and I absolutely send it past the car. Whilst we are in the pits, I'm going to be choosing another set of wet tyres, choosing not to fuel up the car. I did only actually put 20 laps of fuel in, but massively fuel saved somehow because I have loads of fuel left over. But whilst we are in the pits, I would like to take a moment to thank our channel members, which is Andy Good, Jeffrey Anderson, DMC Motorsport, and Phoenix Asta. Thank you very much, guys, for supporting the channel. And if you have not yet, but really enjoying what you're watching, hit that subscribe button. Massively helps out the channel, and we're so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I cannot wait to hit it. Coming out of the pits, we're going to go straight into second gear so we don't get the same wheel spin problem that Raiden did in front. Going to try and now apply pressure to Raiden. As you can see, they are going a little bit slippy. New tyres coming out the pits are a bit funky, so you don't always get the optimal grip. We're going to look up the inside here. and they're getting a little bit closer. I'm going to back out and not take that position or force any contact, rather just play the waiting game. We've got another 10 laps of this to go yet. BBN Stang is 8.5 seconds ahead, bearing in mind it did pit earlier than we did. It's going to come around this corner now, nice and steady, and accelerate up the hill we go. I do have probably far more downforce on than the car in front has, so I'm not going to be fastest down the straight, but they are 0.6 seconds ahead, which means I am in the tow, so they're not going to get away from me here. Braking in the third gear, 90 miles per hour, cutting in this corner, keep it to your left hand side, looking out for just before the 100-meter board, down with the brakes, down to about 80 miles per hour, over the curb we go, pushing to the outer curb. It is a brave move to push onto the outer curb, but it seemed to work in my favour there. Braking down here, down to 80 miles per hour, cut in this corner. You do not want to go into that gravel pit on the left hand side there. It will swallow you whole. Same as the gravel pit on the right hand side here. It is just like a sinking pit. So try your best. It's better to take it slow if you feel not feeling as confident than it is to go too quick and then spend an hour trying to get out of that sand pit, gravel pit, sorry. Right. Getting right up behind Ryden now, looking to make a move, but not making that move. Braking early. It's hard to see the brake lights on these BMWs. I don't know if it's just me and I'm blind, but I do find it hard to see when the brake lights apply. You can see they're on now, but it's very, very, very small. I guess cost saving? I don't know. I don't know why would you have the brake lights, which is quite important. It's so small, you know, just make them a little bit bigger. I mean, why don't you just light up the whole rear LEDs and then you can't miss it then, like, you know? Then you don't even have to implement another bulb. Just saying. Anyway, Ryden goes off track and that is my position gain. All I have to do now is really not lose too much time and keep really the same consistency and start reeling in BBN Stang 420 up in front. Oh, the helicopter's out to see me today. Look at that. Hello, helicopter. Skipping ahead to lap 16. Ryden is now 5.6 seconds away with a 0.4 second penalty. They did try reeling me in, but I had the better downforce on the car, so although they were trying to take the corner the same as me, it basically put them off track. BBN Stang is 7 seconds ahead, so I did reeling him in a little bit. I lost a little bit, brought him back in on, and we've just been playing, you know, elasticated band at the moment, to be fair. 1.247 seconds down on this lap. It's not the best place to be. By the looks of it, I think, yeah, BBN Stang is in the pits. I just have to make these tyres last 3 more laps. That's all I have to do. 3 more laps and I'm golden. I'm in position 1, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Sometimes playing the slower game, playing the tortoise or tortoise or however you want to say it, you know, it does work. Right, it is still absolutely pouring it down. It is getting dark in the evening. Fog is coming in a little bit. You can see, really, a lot of people have quit this race, quite surprisingly, because Ryden is only 7.2 seconds away from me now. BBN Stan is 22.9. And Q the slow jam is 34 seconds away. Although they haven't pitted twice, they pitted at the same amount of times as me and Ryden at the moment. So I am quite far ahead, surprisingly. Lap 19, we have managed to keep, well, actually gained more time, to be honest. We are now 9.3 seconds away from Ryden 104. BBN Stang 420 is 20 seconds away. They have actually been reeling in Ryden ever so slowly. But as you can see right now, all my tyres are on minor wear. They're pretty much from the end of lap 18 to the start of lap 19, all on minor wear. So I was far quicker after going through the pits the second time around than I was at the first 10 laps of the race. As you can, it's pretty evident with how my tyres have worn a little bit more at the second half of the race. No harm, no foul though, because as long as I can remain fruitful with the throttle, gentle inputs, and just take my time, I will not mess up. That is the thought process. I'd rather sacrifice 2 or 3 seconds than pushing it too far and visiting the wall on the right hand side or the left hand side or the grass. A really long field ahead of me. You see I'm going through here quite slowly, but Raiden is in the same position as me right now. I think their tyres are absolutely goosed as well, because although I am going quite slow, they're not gaining upon me. BBN Stang is also, oddly enough, although on fresh set of rubber, not gaining upon me. So I guess I'm kind of being, oh look, I'm 1 second down my best lap up to now. I mean, I'm halfway through the track, halfway, around the lap, so that's not too bad overall. I can't really grumble at that. Q, the slow jam though, is 74.2 seconds away right now, and I did see him, I think as a blink on the map, so I'm close to lapping them, you know, and they have also pitted twice, so that doesn't help their lap times either. Anyway, coming around this corner, Raiden's 13.7 seconds away, BBN Stang is 21 point whatever seconds away. 3 seconds down on this lap because I've really took my time. All my tyres are on moderate wear. It's really not worth taking a risk. Just take your time, take a deep breath and smile. Crossing that line. 3, 2, 1. Position 1, all mine. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you all next time. Goodbye.